Deep Shot Podcast, Season 4, Episode 22.
This can be the Billy Napier episode now, but I'd rather go with like Emmitt Smith or somebody that's just more positive for my outlook. I mean, I've had a good week, not really thinking much about Florida football. So all the coaching staff was changing around a little bit. I don't know if you guys knew this, and I hate to take over early on with the propaganda here, but there's a new quarterback coach in town. Well, he's been in town. His name is Steve Spurrier Jr. He's going to be the QB coach on Saturday next week.
Really?
And the QB coach is calling plays.
Steve Spurrier's son is calling plays for the Gators against.
Well, he's going to be the QB coach on the sideline. The normal QB coach is going up to the box to call the game.
That's wild. I did not see that. I had not seen that.
It's crazy, dude. Sometimes, like, somebody on Twitter, like, once that came out, when Billy Gonzalez announced the shakeup today, everybody's pretty much like, all right, we're going 8-4. I'm like, okay, you guys are smoking.
Well, you got to have that positivity. My 22 was just going to be like Derrick Henry or something.
Jason Hayward.
That's a good story there. Welcome to another episode of the Deep Shot Podcast. Just want to, rewind the clock. Thank you to everyone who joined the stream last night. It was, I was just telling Caleb and Jake beforehand, it was a wild night. Glad it's on camera for everyone to see and for me to relive, but that was really fun, and just wanted to say thank you to everyone who joined. And shout out to Caleb for getting in there for a little bit. We had a really good time. All right. And also, before we get going, we've got our previews and picks this week for week 9 of college football, week 8 of the NFL. We've got our friend Wizo joining here soon to be our guest picker this week. It's going to be a good one. But before that, I want to say we are 1 month away officially from the Deep Shot Sports Party at Mutation Brewing Company. November 22nd, we're going to have all 3 of us are going to be there. We're going to have some DJs. It's going to have beer. They got a Scoville hot chicken there. It's going to be a really good time. So just make sure your calendars are cleared, ready for that. A reminder, if you bring a dog or cat toy, dog or cat food to donate, you will get a free drink at the brewery. Okay, let's talk about college football first. Ole Miss is going to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 5.5 point favorite. Over under is at 53.5. What do you guys think about this line? I mean, was it interesting to you?
It's incredibly interesting to me. So I'll say this. I didn't necessarily think that Ole Miss should be favored, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be, getting, close to a touchdown given to Oklahoma. I mean, last time we saw Oklahoma play, a decent opponent or opponent just in general. I guess they played South Carolina, but the Texas game, Texas is a decent team, and they got mollywopped 23-6 in that one. Now you have to assume that Mateer's healthier at this point, and it's at home, it's in Norman, but I think I like Ole Miss in this. And you look at that number is outrageous to me. Like, we just saw Ole Miss go on the road to Athens and almost pull it out.
I totally agree. I mean, that was the first thing that popped out to me when I was going through these games. And I just, like you said, I think Oklahoma being almost a touchdown favorite in this game after what we've seen out of these teams is a little surprising. It obviously just one of those things, like, who knows what it feels like, but Ole Miss Oklahoma does have the number 1 defense in the country. They've been hanging their hat on that all season long. Ole Miss coming in here with a top 10 offense to kind of challenge that. I think what's going to be more interesting is, what does the Oklahoma offense look like against the Ole Miss defense? The John Mateer Heisman talk has slowed down. He's been a little injured. The whole Oklahoma hype has kind of slowed down a little bit, but they can get it going right back again if they come out and have a good game on Saturday. But it seems like with John Mateer versus Trinidad Chambliss, 2 quarterbacks who are going to be mobile and are going to be making plays left and right, in my opinion, in this game. I think we're going to be getting a lot of points. Caleb, what do you think?
This is a tough read, honestly, all around. Like, you're talking about, like, best offense versus best defense. Is Mateer going to get any better? They're going to be able to run the football against Ole Miss because Ole Miss is terrible against the run. Traditionally, we just saw Georgia run up and down the field on last week, but we've seen Oklahoma not run at all. I mean, John Mateer hasn't really done much of anything here of recent in terms of running the football. I think he's been damn near non-existent since he came back from injury in the run games. I mean, I understand. I think a little bit why this line is here. You're talking about a home game. Ole Miss has got to go north after taking one on the chin last week. Back-to-back road games like this in a tough environment. Maybe it's warranted. Where did this thing open at? Does anybody know?
Let's see. Let me look that up.
Because I'm sure it slid to Oklahoma.
It
So it
opened
looks like it opened at
at 3.5.
Oklahoma minus. I'm seeing 4.5.
So either way, but it opened up, yeah, 3.5, 4.5, whatever, as Oklahoma. So it's moved in Oklahoma's direction.
It's a lot of points. I mean, just the value of Ole Miss money line at plus 175 is crazy. It's crazy to me. We just saw these guys last week look like arguably the better team against the University of Georgia for 3 quarters. I mean, I'm also not trying to act like Oklahoma is like some terrible squad because I think Oklahoma is good. But if they don't have Mateer able to use his leg and be able to, roll the pocket and things along those lines, then their scariness goes down quite a bit.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think I want to say it's just maybe the defense of Oklahoma is getting treated really seriously, or maybe like they think that, John Mateer is going to be back in because it's crazy to think about because of that Texas game, and how that got portrayed or how we portrayed Oklahoma after that. But before that, I mean, everybody was talking about, this team was elite, top 5 in the country and all of that stuff. It is interesting just how the season's going. We're in, mid-October, late October, and Vegas thinks something else. But both teams, it seems like whoever wins this game and the Missouri Vanderbilt game we're going to talk about in a second, it seems like the winners of these games are going to be in like the driver's seat. Like we're going to the playoff. Like we can even lose again and still be okay. And the loser seems like they're probably not going to make it.
Okay, so 2 things real quick. So number 1, just talking about Oklahoma with their number 1 defense, it's about to be tough sledding because you look at the front half of their schedule versus the back half. Their only ranked matchup they've had so far was against 22 Auburn, and that's it. I mean, and then they get – is Texas currently ranked? Or they're still ranked, right?
Well, they are ranked. They weren't ranked when they played, though.
So they got back in. So I guess you can count that. But still, they got mollywopped. Ole Miss at Tennessee, at Bama, home against Missouri, home against LSU. Yeah, Oklahoma's schedule's just now getting started. So I'd be interested to see. Let's revisit the whole Oklahoma has a really good defense. Let's revisit that at the end of the year. And then also, like, if Oklahoma does win this game, say they do beat Ole Miss, well, shoot, man, you better get your horses back on because you got to go to Knoxville the week after. Say you win that one, all right, now you got to go to Tuscaloosa. That 23-6 loss against Texas a few weeks back is going to hold true very strong here because they can. You're right, they probably can drop one, but you drop 2 of these. I mean, your hopes of the SEC championship game, your hopes of the playoff.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's why it's like it seems like they have to get this one. Like this is the one. You talk about that hard schedule they have. They have to get this one, and then hopefully they only lose one of the next couple, or even with that schedule, they get a couple wins, and those wins can look really nice if they're 9-3. I don't know. I don't think we're getting a 9-3 team in the playoff this year. I mean, do you guys think that?
SEC team could. I don't think any other conference would be anything warranted. Really hard to backfill like the rest of the 12 teams without putting a 9-3 SEC team. Like what it's going to come down to is that or like a 10-2 Big 12 team. We know who the committee's going to pick.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like there's not going to be enough teams with more than 2 losses. Like the big guns. Like you got to think about the teams. There's going to be like Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, Bama, Oregon, and those big dogs already. Like they're all going to have. None of them are going to have more than 2 losses, right? And then you got to assume like an Ole Miss. Hold on, let me pull up the rankings real quick. So like Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech, like they're not going to have more than 1 loss, and it seems like, or maybe 2 at max. And even with 2, they depending on where they are, Miami. You figure they're going to be in there. Notre Dame, they'll probably win out. And so, like, you get to this point, and then you're going to have the winner of this game or Vandy or Missouri, whoever wins that one. Like, it seems like there's going to be too many big teams that don't have 3 losses or more for a 3-loss team to back in there. That's what I'm trying to say. Caleb, any last thoughts on this game before we move on?
No, I do not. I think this is going to be one that we're going to be excited to see.
All right. Missouri is going to Vanderbilt on Saturday. Vandy is -2.5, over under at 51.5. Back-to-back weeks that Vanderbilt is favored against an SEC opponent. Big game. I talked about it, kind of a who's battle in terms of, what are we going to see going forward for both of these teams. 2 of the Missouri's schedule, like once they get through this, they've got Oklahoma and nothing else really. I mean, they've got a really good stretch.
It's Texas A&M. Garrison hates Texas A&M.
I do hate Texas A&M.
You do, and you may be right. you really may be right. And I love when I'll say this about you, Garrison, and the reason why I respect you and your college football takes. When you make a take like on Texas A&M, like a month ago, you're saying they're not good and all they've done is win, 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 win. You're not backing off the take. You're not backing off the take, and I respect that. You're not wrong. You're just early. You're just early.
Oh, eventually it'll happen if you just keep saying it. Either way, I think Missouri, they win this game. They're in a really good spot to be nothing less than 10-2, like I talked about. Vandy, they win this game. I think Vandy, if they win this game and they cover 2.5 and they, show what they've got going on. I mean, dude, I said last week they're a playoff contender, and I think you have to really take them serious if they win this game and they're sitting at 7-1. Both these teams run for over 200 yards a game. They're really good at stopping the run. They don't give up over 100 yards a game on defense. They're kind of the same team if you think about it in a way. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I don't really know how to predict it at all. I do know last year Missouri won their game against Vanderbilt before Vanderbilt was known in double overtime. Down, Vandy's kicker missed it to lose by 3. I remember betting on that game specifically. It was really rough. I had Vandy money line, but I just don't know what to expect out of this game because I think they're just two teams that are kind of the same. Like they have good players, they have a good coach, and they're not elite of the elite, but they've done things really well all season. And I don't think there's much of a difference in terms. I think that's why the spread's so close.
Yeah, I mean, what do we think? Caleb, you're the Florida fan. Your future head coach, Eli Drinkowitz. Like, do you think he's going to be able to step up to the plate and get it done? I mean, going to Nashville.
We already talked about my future head coach is going to be in Norman, Oklahoma this weekend. He is not going to be in Nashville.
I think Vandy can get it done. I think this is a team that can get it done. I think the last time that we, just recently, just watching Diego, watching how Vandy operates. It's hard for me not to take him here. I mean, I think Missouri's a good squad as well, but like it took them 2 OTs to beat Auburn last week. That game against Bama, I felt they had Bama like in a really vulnerable position and weren't able to take care of business against them and kill them. So this will be a good one. Yeah, I like what you said, Garrison, like how this team's like super similar, but I do have a pick in this one, which I just realized that I said that, and I also said who my pick was. So,
oh, nice, dude.
Lord.
Nice. Game days at this game, by the way. First time they've been at Vandy since 2008 when James Franklin was there.
So you better keep track of Pat McAfee the night before, brother. He's going to be in Nashville for game day. That's not a good recipe.
He should be throwing roofs off the Broadway bar. Yeah, pull a little Morgan Wallen. Yeah, chair off a roof. Did I say throw a roof? Throw a chair.
Raising the roof for sure.
Raising the roof, throwing chairs.
See how Vandy handles Ahmad Hardy. I don't think we can keep that dude tamped down for a couple weeks in a row. Just expect him to really show up. This is kind of like a program game for Missouri. Like you can say whatever you want. Vanderbilt's a hot team, hot commodity, but Missouri's got something to prove, I think. They got a little chip on their shoulder. Their coach already talks reckless sometimes in these situations. So, like, they're going to come in there with a little moxie. And I don't know if anybody else saw this. I hope you did. Missouri's DB talking cash shit at the 50-yard line for the coin toss during overtime of the last game.
That was awesome.
That was the guy. That's the guy that's on the Instagram video, on our most watched Instagram video of all time.
Is that him?
That's him. The guy that had, talked about alphas and the cats and the
greatest answer of all time.
Dude, that's him.
He was in flow state speaking on the 50-yard line the other day compared to what the press conference looked like. Still, just about, I was going to say probably 25% of the time I go to that page, I just watch that video game because it's hilarious.
Flow state is awesome. He was in flow state at the 50-yard line. Little side note for Vandy. I want to give Vandy some flowers. The renovations that they've done at their stadium, beautiful. It looks awesome. Their stadium's sweet. It is unrecognizable from what it was.
Vandy's?
Yes. They did an awesome job with their stadium.
It's pretty neat. Both these teams, Vandy's been having construction at their field last couple of years. Now Missouri's having construction at their field. Similar to, dude, they're the same program if you think about it.
Honestly. You know how many people that stadium can fit now?
55,000.
60.
40,000.
What?
That place is a bandbox, dude. Georgia Tech's a bigger place. It used to have 35,000.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the renovations that they didn't really add that many seats. It just makes that one end zone look cool.
People are watching Vandy at the bars in Nashville more than they are going to the game. And it's kind of away from like the strip and downtown and all that stuff. Like it's not, it's an Uber ride.
It's right next to the baseball field. That whole area, the whole complex is pretty cool.
I've never been around Vandy. I've never been like at the campus. I've been in Nashville a couple of times. I'm not really that big on Nashville. I don't know. How you guys are.
Really? I've never been to Nashville, but everything that I hear about Nashville does kind of make it seem a little overrated because everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's super packed. Like I couldn't hear anything all night and I stood shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people all the time and I paid $25 for a vodka soda. And it's like,
That's
this
what it's like.
sound like
That's
something I
what it's
like.
like. And
It's expensive. If you like live music, dude, and you like a little
Now-
scenery, like it's cool. It's
the
cool
bars are
time.
nuts. I'll say that. Like every bar, one is named after a country singer, and two has like 5 different floors, and there's a performer on every floor. Like
Yep.
every floor has a different bar with a different singer. With it's so in that aspect, it's I guess that's why all the country music people are there, right? But I mean,
Recording studios and all that stuff too.
yeah, dude.
But, like,
God, it's
I remember being on the 5th floor when I went to the Live Golf event in Nashville, which is so sick. Fun fact, this is another sidebar to our sidebar we're already on. I saw Jay Cutler sitting on his front porch when I was walking into that tournament. Like
In
his
Nashville?
neighborhood, he lives in the neighborhood that Live Golf was in last year. So that was sick. But the night before, I was on the rooftop, like the 5th floor, like what Garrett was talking about. These things are like stacked on top of each other. 5th floor Kid Rock. Somebody was playing like oh man, what is it? It's a hard rock song. I can't remember the name of the song right now.
Hard
but
rock song.
Hard
Like-
rock. Like I'm talking like it's a you don't do what you what? I don't even know what the name of the song.
fuck you. I won't do what you tell.
Yeah, what's the name of that song? Why am I
Oh,
blanking?
dude. God, what is the name of that song, bro? They
But-
used to sing that in our band in college all the time. Hold on. I think it's just called "Fuck You." I won't do what you tell me.
Rage Against the Machine? Is that it?
I won't do what you do. You're thinking of, yeah, dude. That's what. Yeah, that's the
Rage Against the
band.
Machine, Killing in the Name.
Killing the name of. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
killing the name of.
so they were playing that song on the top floor, and I swear to you, brother, first of all, my right ear is still a little bit effed up from that night. And also the floor was shaking. So Nashville's cool, but you better bring your wallet. But anywho, let's see if Diego Pavia and them are going to be distracted going into this game. I think they'll be laser focused in, but so will Drinkwitz.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the night game. Texas A&M is going to LSU. LSU's got their backs against the wall right now. 5-2, just lost to Vandy last week. All the Brian Kelly talk, ton of Brian Kelly talk. It's really hard for me because, like I said, I've talked bad about A&M. Jay pointed out, I still don't really believe in A&M, and I keep telling myself this is when they get to LSU, when they play a good defense, the offense is going to struggle, and Marcel Reed's going to have to make plays through the air, and I just don't know if he can do it. The problem is, the more I keep watching LSU, I don't know. This team kind of looks boring and ass, and they can't run the ball. How much faith do I have? A&M's 2.5-point favorite on the road at LSU. Like, that's a little scary. But I'm gonna just go to the thing that I started off with. Backs against the wall. A&M is undefeated. They got to take a loss, and I think this is where they're gonna do it. I think Brian Kelly's going to survive. Either they're going to win this game, go into their bye week, and have a little faith in them, and they're going to come out and probably lose to Alabama after that. But I think they're going to get this one against A&M. I keep hearing about A&M that, Marcel Reed's a Heisman candidate. Guy completes 61% of his passes. 61%. And we talked about it on the stream last night. Jonathan brought up a really good idea. He said, did you put Lenore Sellers at Texas A&M and Marcel Reed's spot? Like, imagine what he's doing. It's kind of like if you take Marcel Reed and put him at South Carolina, imagine what he's doing. He's awful. And I think Marcel Reed's a product of the good team around him. They've had really good receivers. I feel like at some point there's going to be some mistakes made, and LSU has a really good defense. If Whit Weeks is coming back and everything's going good, I have a really strong faith in it. But at the same time, LSU is they're a tough team to watch. It's a one game. We're not talking about over the course of a season where they could start fumbling again. One game at night at home, I think they'll show up and get the win. But it's tough. I don't really like either of these teams.
Yeah, I'm a Texas A&M believer right now. I'm a Mike Elko believer. I am a Marcel Reed believer. I think Marcel Reed deserves an opportunity to continue to show himself, and I think if he continues and he can pull off this win and he can keep the thing going, I think he deserves a spot in New York for the Heisman Trophy. I really do. I don't. Like you're right. 61% completion percentage isn't great, but he's already met the amount of touchdown passes he's had last year. He's about to pass the yardage mark that he had last year. And then, if they're able to figure it out against LSU, the rest of their schedule is very manageable. They've already worked through probably their hardest game of the year, which was, in South Bend, taking down Notre Dame. So I'm a believer in this A&M squad. I don't know if I think they're going to win the national championship or, go to the SEC championship game and beat Bama or Georgia or whoever it may be to match up against them. But like what you said, we've seen LSU multiple times this year. We've seen Garrett Nussmeier be underwhelming. We've seen this run game be just not good at all. Brian Kelly, I mean, what are we? I saw a lot of discussion today talking about Brian Kelly and talking about this is his fifth year at LSU and just hasn't accomplished anything. And if he's going to be the guy,
I think it's his
been
fourth year.
It's fourth year. Yeah, I think that's right. Because you're talking about, do you bring him back for a fifth year? And he just hasn't accomplished anything. And he's had good rosters. He's had good recruiting classes.
He can't put a team together. It's like he always been talking about is how bad their defense has been. When Jaden Daniels was there and they had a great offense, and now it's like you have a great defense, but you don't have a good offense that is even good. It's not even okay. It's awful. So that's the problem. Brian Kelly cannot conform at all. And what's also happening is the whole Brian Kelly thing is I always thought that was a weird hire to begin with because
not a culture fit.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame doing what they're doing without him kind of just makes you think I think that's why. No. And LSU fans are also LSU has been up there in college football, but only so often, they're only really good for one season out of every now and then, they're never always around. They even when Saban was there, then they left. Les Miles had them going there for a little bit, but they weren't always at the top, And I feel like that they're looking for that other spark run, and I just don't know if Brian Kelly's got it in him. I was kind of going on.
I completely agree with you. And funny enough, shout out Josh Pate. He said something about this on his podcast the other day or show, talking about how Kelly just didn't embrace state of Louisiana. So I guess a little side note again. I went to LSU Vanderbilt last year, and I was in Baton Rouge, flew into New Orleans, drove over, hung out in town for a day or two, and just tried to talk to people and really tried to figure out what I heard. But one of my buddies, he coaches in Baton Rouge, and shout out Ben Crump, by the way. Shout out my boy Ben. I remember having a conversation, some people around Baton Rouge already weren't too keen on Brian Kelly because all the people he hired were not Louisiana people. He let some of the long timers go. And that is one thing that place is big on. They, just like Garrison said, they're weird people, not necessarily weird in a bad way, but they like their own kind of folks. Okay. And so when you come in there and you're bringing a bunch of folks from, Chicago and South Bend, Indiana, and Cincinnati, Ohio, the upper Midwest, I don't necessarily think it's going to mesh well with the weather that's down in the swamp. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get it fixed. And completely honest with you, I think this season just got an unfortunate turn when Nussmeier, you can say whatever you want to, guy has not played nearly the same as since he did against Clemson. And it slowed down big time in the second half. I'm sure he got hurt in the first half and he hasn't been the same. So that not being able to run the ball is a problem, but it is LSU at night. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I saw a stat the other day that I thought was interesting. Do you know that LSU, I think there's over half of their home games are at night?
Dude,
it's nonsense.
ABC loves showing that thing at night.
Well, they get
Georgia gets
one of their
one a
games
year,
at night.
maybe.
Yeah, and Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, got 19% of their home games. Lane Kiffin bitched about this last year and this year. I think the last two times Ole Miss has played LSU, in LSU, it's been a night game. The last two times LSU's played Ole Miss in Ole Miss, they've been 12 or 3:30 games.
Yeah, I saw that clip. I remember that when it was that game week. He did say how he was yep, I talked to. He said he talked to Sankey about it that day. That LSU just always gets the night games.
Well, if Kiffin takes the job at Florida, I guarantee you that the game in Gainesville will be at night. So there you go, Wayne. I'll say this little quick sidebar. I've gotten to the point I want Kiffin to come to Florida because I want Florida fans to get
cocktail party.
excited.
Man,
It's going to
I
be
do not want
awesome.
that, bro. I like him way too much to have to start hating him.
Dude, I think I'm still going to be able to like him. I don't know. Like, I love that guy. I love that guy.
It's just one game a year. You don't have to like him.
It's a little
Dude,
different.
I mean,
it's a
it's
little
not
different.
Look, I hate Florida so much. Let me tell you, I don't know if I've ever expressed, like, you guys have seen me kind of follow Georgia Tech around and be cute with them. Like, it's nice to see them win. Like, I hate Florida way more than I hate Georgia Tech.
Well, Georgia Tech's a little bro. Tech is a little bro.
Florida, like, growing up with the way Florida was beating Georgia every single year when I was a little kid, like when I first started watching football, like the game where Georgia came out in the black helmets and black pants and lost by like 50, and Tim Tebow breaking Herschel Walker's rushing touchdown record as a quarterback. Oh man, nothing irked me more when he did that against Georgia, dude. It was a quarterback. He ran more touchdowns than Herschel Walker. God, I hate the Gators, and their demise is awesome to me. And I would hate to have to fucking start rooting against Lane Kiffin so hard that like he has another downfall.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. Tennessee part 2. I mean, hey, if anybody's going to mess it up, it could be Florida, and that would
This
be
is
funny.
why he's got to be the hire. He's got Georgia fans nervous. Are you kidding me? Nobody else does that.
I'm not nervous. We got Kirby Smart. No. Like, I'm sure, I'll say this. If y'all hire Kiffin, it'll definitely make the cocktail party a lot more interesting, and we will definitely drop a few in the near future. We will.
Next year, when that game's in Atlanta.
I should have bought my ticket last night.
Only if those games were in Athens and Gainesville, huh? Only if.
They're going back to Jax.
They're going back to Jax in 2 years, but it's going to be in Atlanta and Tampa after this year.
They should just play it in like Orlando, or just like find some rice field or like some some cornfield in South Georgia, and it's like strap it up there. That would be iconic.
That would be. We'll talk more about that game next week on the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. We're getting to November. Okay, before we move on and talk about the NFL, give me one game to watch for, Caleb, other than those 3 we talked about.
So I'm going to actually go in a group of 5 game. This team lost last week in an unfortunate manner and kind of booted them out of like the running for the group of 5 team. But USF is playing Memphis this week. 2 6-1 teams. One of them's ranked. One of them probably still should be ranked. I honestly don't like how much disrespect some of these group of 5s get. Like, they lost one game. It was close. It happens, okay? But I think whoever wins this game is kind of in the driver's seat for that group of 5 spot still, unless Navy, which I don't know if anybody knows, Navy's undefeated.
Yep.
Okay, so like they're kind of the lead dog right now, and we'll see what Army does with them at the end of the year. But yeah, I like to see this matchup. I'm really interested to see what Gola does against the Memphis squad right here. And obviously going into last week, everybody thought Memphis was. I mean, I'm sure they were like a 14-point favorite against UAB, and everybody thought that the train was going there, and it was on. And let's see if they can rebound.
Yeah. No, I love it. Jake, what do you got?
Number one, I just really hope that Navy can just keep on winning and be undefeated at the end of the year and get into the playoff. That'd be awesome.
And then lose the Army-Navy game after that?
The way the schedule works.
The potential chaos. That'd be awesome. Okay, the game I want to look out for is an interesting one. It's the number 2 Indiana Hoosiers playing the UCLA Bruins. Kirk Cignetti, interestingly enough, was in the press conference, and he said, you can't look at UCLA and say this is a 3-4 team. This is a 3-0 team. This is a team who's been winning. I mean, they're coming to town, so they got to take it serious. And, I'm not on here saying that I'm thinking like upset alert, look at this, but it is a 25.5-point spread. And I think they should be able to keep it within that. I mean, they've beaten, decent teams in the last 3 weeks. And you look at Indiana just a few weeks ago, they beat Iowa by 5. It's doable. It is doable. I don't know about the win, but it's doable for them to keep it within 25.5 points. And then maybe one thing leads to another. Nico makes some throws because, Nico, it's not like he's been setting the world on fire the last 3 weeks. I mean, let's pump the brakes a little bit, but he's playing a lot better. So, maybe they can do it.
Yeah, that one is interesting. Just, do you take the chance on the 25.5-point spread just because UCLA's been playing nice? How much does that really mean? Mine, I wanted to bring it up, is Alabama's going to South Carolina on Saturday at 3:30. Now, South Carolina's been struggling, but they have to have some type of game where they show some life. and I think it could be on Saturday. I think they could have Alabama's at the end of this little stretch that they've been going on. They played all these ranked teams. It's the first time they're not playing a ranked team in a while. Everyone's patting them on the head. And look, we've seen Williams-Brice, crazier things happen in Williams-Brice. Shane Beamer just needs one game. It'll be interesting. That's all I'm saying. It's a 12.5-point spread. I think South Carolina could cover there. I think we could go to the fourth quarter, be typing eye emojis, tweeting eye emojis on Twitter when we had the fourth quarter in this game. That's all I'm going to say.
Maybe.
We could see a lot of South Carolina fans get a lot of hope and and it could die quick. But I think it's going to be interesting.
Hey, it could definitely be. I mean, never forget. Was it 2014? No, I think it was like actually 10 years ago, 2015, wasn't it? When Bama lost to South Carolina.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm off on my date. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. I think it was 2010.
It'd be like 11 or 12, right?
Yeah, I think it was 10.
Steven Garcia.
Yeah, I think it was 2010. I want to say it was 2010. I'm not sure though.
Hey, I want to sprinkle another game in here that's kind of interesting to me, and it's staying in the SEC a little bit. But Auburn is going to Arkansas this week.
This could be Hugh Freeze's last game.
This is on the borderline of one of my picks this week because Arkansas is favored by 2.5. I think they probably win this game. I just think that Petrino, we all know that he's got to deal with the devil already. We've seen him live his lifestyle. We've seen the neck brace, the motorcycle, all that stuff. He's going to poach one of these SEC coaches at some point. He's going to take somebody down. And I know Auburn's talented, but they suck on the road and they suck in close games. So just want to point that out. And yeah, I think it definitely could be Hugh Freeze's last day on the job. So we'll see.
It's interesting though, because like Auburn really, has been in all these games. They can argue about the refs. Did you guys see that
guy got suspended?
The referee crew for Auburn Georgia game, like the head ref is suspended, like not
indefinitely.
What for?
Just bad ref.
Being terrible at his job.
Wow. No, I did not see that.
Interesting.
But what
you could argue Auburn
exactly?
could be like 5-2.
Probably because they gave your fucking head coach a timeout back. Excuse my French.
Yeah, I mean that
was probably probably a tough one. Tough one to come back. Just to go back to that for a second, I'm still not. It's become a funny joke now. Like last week, Pat McAfee was talking about it to his face. Like it's hilarious. Sorry, but that ref should be suspended for that. That was his fault, not ours. Let's move along. Talk about the NFL before we get into our picks later on. I want to talk about the Vikings and Chargers. It's going to be on Thursday Night Football. As you're listening to this, the Vikings right now are 3.5-point underdogs on the road. Over-under is sitting at 44.5. Sorry. Chargers been a little slow lately. We talked about it. They kind of got whooped by the Colts on last Sunday. Jake talked about these Justin Herbert's play, maybe thinking about Madison Beater a little too much. Not sure. But the Vikings quarterback situation, last week it was still Carson Wentz. I think as of now they're still going with Carson Wentz too. I haven't heard anything different. Have you guys?
Nothing's official on JJ, so I would assume life on the line. I'm saying I guess it's probably going to be.
Man, I thought from my understanding, like the plan is to have JJ play this week for sure. Like whether or not that he was,
is that
I think the Vikings are watching Sam Darnold play so well, and they're so scared to roll JJ out there and him be bad, and them have to face the decision that they let Sam Darnold walk. I really think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening.
What do you think, Caleb?
I think that this is a time for the Chargers to right the boat. Honestly, like they've been down too long. We talked about them being one of the best teams in NFL, like after week 2 or 3, and they've taken some rough ones on the chin. Justin Herbert, you go look at like the EPA per play stuff and like his efficiencies and all the advanced analytics, playing like a top 3 or 4 quarterback in the league, believe it or not. Stats don't necessarily show it, but if you watch him on the field, it does show. And so I expect him to have a big game, and we're going to see what Brian Flores rolls out against him too.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting.
Did y'all see the unis that the Chargers are wearing for this one?
I did not.
The all navy blues, or is it?
Yeah.
Like the
Superchargers,
like all San Diego Chargers jerseys.
Superchargers, baby. Yeah. They look so clean. They look so good. I think the Chargers get back on. They get back on it this week. I think they get back on it. They're still a talented bunch. I think Quentin Johnston's going to be able to get back on track. His goodness, he was on such a tear to start the season, and then it's just really come back to earth the last few weeks. But I think we'll see a good performance out of the Chargers.
Will it be able to match last Thursday?
No. I think last Thursday was the best Thursday matchup of the season.
Crazy.
It just, like, if you look at it in terms of the game was excellent, the ball was excellent, and then also you add on top of that, it's probably the last Flacco-Rodgers game you'll see. Hard to beat. Hard to beat.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Chargers still have the second best offense in the league in terms of total yardage. So, short week. Let's see if they can keep it rolling. Okay, let's talk about the Falcons are playing the Miami Dolphins this week. I posted a clip before we got on here of Mike McDaniels this week at the presser saying he expects Tua to not throw 10 interceptions this week. Would be awesome if he did, though. I would love to see that many interceptions for the Falcons. Right now, they are a 7.5 point favorite, over under at 44.5. Jake, how do we feel? Do we feel like, this is going to be a situation where we're going to be sweating, or you think we can take care of it coming off the loss?
I think we should be able to take care of it. I mean, our strength is our defense, and the Dolphins have a very weak offense. So I think our defense should be able to take care of it. My eyes are on the Falcons offense, because our offense has to get back on track, and my eyes are on Michael Penix. I mean, we are into the 7th game of the season. He's thrown for 1,400 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's not cutting it. We've seen enough sample size at this point, and again, he is still young. So, there's time, but I mean, you just like scroll through the rest of the league. I mean, we're like Drake May, 12 tutties, 2 picks. Baker Mayfield, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We even had Caleb Williams, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. Jalen Hurts, 11-1. We just need better. We just need better out of it. And I don't think that's fully on Penix, but long story short, we should be able to take care of business here. The Dolphins are one of, if not the worst team in the NFL. I mean, take the Jets out of the picture, they probably are. They're in disarray. Tua looks terrible. This should be a textbook get back spot at home. With that said, we'll probably lose. We'll probably slip up, and the Dolphins will get right back on track. I'm mostly kidding. But sorry, I'll let you talk, Garrison. Let me say one more thing. I do not like -7.5. I don't like 7.5. Do not like the hook.
No. What about I just looked it up. We're still not starting Kirk Cousins?
Not starting Kirk Cousins. Penix will play, and I just want to put it out there that I really do disagree with this decision. I really do. This is a game that it's nothing anti-Penix. It's nothing anti-Penix. It is. I think this is a game we should be able to take care of, and I think we should be able to win this game with Kirk Cousins. And when you're young-ish quarterback who's had 3 season-ending injuries in his career already, is a little banged up, and it's the 7th game of the season against a 1-6 team, you shouldn't play him. I don't know. You shouldn't play him. Real quick, while we're on the topic of the Falcons, we also released Ray McCloud yesterday, who Raheem Morris came out and said that it was a performance-based release. That's BS on a stick. I'm telling you, that is BS on a stick, served hot and fresh and ready to go. Because Ray was good, man. I mean, not like elite, but counting him up as a wide receiver 3, he was a pretty good wide receiver 3. And something happened. My prediction, and I don't know if we'll ever get confirmation on this, but I think when we fired Ike Hillard, the wide receiver coach, a few weeks back, I think that was Ray's guy or something. I think that was what it was, and that put poison the water a little bit. And
fucking Raheem, dude, get Raheem out of here, dude. He's
out of
pissing
here.
off the players.
Get him out of here.
He literally said he was one of the. You could make an argument. Ray McCloud was the best wide receiver 3 in the NFL, and we just ran him off.
He was up there. I mean, genuinely was up there. He made plays. You remember the New Orleans game last year? Where it was like we're going into the 4th quarter. It was like Ray McCloud was like the only receiver who had a catch. He was like doing everything. It's a shame. It is a shame, and it's okay. It's slightly concerning.
Caleb, what do you think about the Falcons, and if the Dolphins have any chance of beating them on Sunday?
Well, if they play 10 players on the field, the Dolphins got a chance. I mean, they can't make those kind of mistakes again whatsoever. I mean, I'm still baffled by it. It was my deep thought. I'm still thinking about it, and I'm not even a Falcons fan. So we'll see if Raheem gets that right this week. Zach Robinson's obviously got to get it back on track, facing, I would call it, the most Mickey Mouse staff in the league. Funny how bad Miami has looked since Vic Fangio left, because people remember when Miami was rolling a little bit now, he was the DC down there, and he took the Eagles job instead, and that's made a huge difference on the identity of that team. But, yeah, I mean, if Atlanta trots out 11 players on the field every play, maybe try and sneak 12 out there if you need to, I think they got a good chance to win.
I think if I'm being serious here, I think if the Falcons offense continues to stink, and then also you couple that with the Dolphins continuing to fall, Mike McDaniel might as well just stay in Atlanta because I think he's going to be the offensive coordinator in Atlanta next season.
That'd be awesome. That would be, God, dude. He's already been with Atlanta before. He was on that Super Bowl coaching staff.
He's off the shits too.
Okay, let's talk about the Sunday night game real quick. The Packers are going to the Steelers. The Packers are -3.5, over under at 44.5. Have you guys seen the jerseys for this game? Have you seen what the Steelers are wearing?
All white, and the Steelers got the ugly throwbacks. It's a gross matchup.
The jersey game here?
Dude,
Yeah,
Caleb, have you
gross.
seen the jerseys the Steelers are wearing?
I have not.
Look it up. I want to get your reaction live on camera here.
All right, so we got Steelers jerseys right here. Let's see. Let's go to the latest. Keep these. I'm clicking the first kind of. Whoa. What is that, brother? This is real?
Dude, isn't that gross?
Disgusting. What are they? What? Yeah, I mean, I know hunting season's coming up, but I mean, that much yellow, brother? Lord.
Man.
Wallpaper Wednesday post they're posting on their, their Twitter page. This is more looking like a caution light, dude. You need to slow down going through this page right now. This is disgusting.
Yeah, it's super gross.
They're so bad. Every time the Steelers try this throwback look, it is awful.
It looks like they need to play, maybe play rugby in these jerseys or something. Like these look like hockey jerseys, maybe. This is just not it.
Man, no, I agree. It's going to be a tough watch. Sunday night football, everyone in the world is watching, and that's what you go out looking like.
Oh.
Literally like a Halloween costume or something. Okay, the Steelers, though, this is a Aaron Rodgers versus Jordan Love, the teacher versus the student type of game. Steelers coming off that loss to Flacco last Thursday, but they had a little bit to rest. The Packers, they've kind of, I want to say like they're 4-1-1, but they kind of look like after week one and how dominant they look, it's kind of just been steady. They had the tie with the Cowboys, and they got, they escaped with a win against Arizona last week. What are our thoughts on the Packers right now and how far they can go?
I mean, truly, it's been a little underwhelming almost for them even to be at the record that they are, I feel like. And, we'll say this, the quarterback's playing very well. All right. He needs a little bit of help from his receivers. Josh Jacobs is not going to be able to continue to tote the mail as much or get as much usage as he's getting early in the season for 17 games, and they're probably trying to play 3 more after that. I think they're going to be fine, but I don't know. It's so early in the season, man. I think they should be able to take care of Pittsburgh if they can avoid getting blinded by those jerseys. But to say where they're going to go to after that, I mean, Detroit had a very strong win the other night. It's going to be tough to even win their division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be very tough. The North is just ridiculous. One of my good buddies at work is a Bears fan, and like, there's a part of him's like thrilled that they're 4-2, but it's also like we're buried. Like there's just no way like we're even going to be able to compete for the North. The big game for both teams, definitely for the Packers though more because the Steelers kind of seem to have a stranglehold on the AFC North if it continues to be as weak as it is. I'm just excited to see Rodgers back up against Green Bay. It's going to be an interesting one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers yet. Like we didn't see that. I mean, obviously his first year in New York was like 6 plays, but they didn't play last year, did they?
I don't believe so.
No.
I don't think so either. Okay, so I mean, it should be cool. I wish it was in Lambeau. That would just make it even cooler. But it'd be a really neat matchup. Just give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. By the way, give me the Steelers.
Dude, Aaron Rodgers going in there and taking it from him.
Obviously, the Steelers did lose a game last week against 40-year-old Joe Flacco. But I don't get why people aren't more on the Steelers. Like, I feel like the power rankings come out today, and I think the Steelers are at number 15. And I don't know. Like, I think the Steelers are a team that can win the Super Bowl.
Really?
I do. I think they have the weapons, and they have a quarterback who's done it. I think their defense is good, and they have a good head coach. I think they are.
Wow, that's interesting. If Parker Mackey or my girlfriend's uncle Jimmy is listening to that, they'll love that take, dude. The Steelers fans, can they get a playoff win? That's what they personally need to do. They haven't done that in a long time. And if they do, they're one step closer to winning a Super Bowl. I'll tell you that.
True.
No debate there. Caleb, who do you think is going to win the game real quick?
Give me Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there's just a vibe to it, I think. He's going into Lambeau at night. The place is going to be rocking and rolling. Yeah, give me Aaron.
Okay. Interesting. All right. We're waiting on Wizo to join here.
Wizo.
There he is. Right.
The gaming headset on.
He's about to call some plays in here, guys. Watch out.
That's
How are we?
Did he
See ya,
definitely was
fellas.
He's definitely calling up some players on EA college football before he got on this. No,
No, actually, my laptop is just messed up. It's from 2015, so I don't even know if the microphone works.
Lots of DJ shifts logged on that laptop right there. Lots of.
A lot of poured Red Bull vodkas on this thing.
oh man, that's awesome. All right, well, welcome to the show. Going to get into our picks here for Week 9 of college football, Week 8 of the NFL. Last week, just to recap, I had a big one, 5-0. I think it was the first 5-0 of the season. So my total record now at 21-18. I'm thinking I'm leading the pack. Locks 5-3, deep shots. First one hit. Shout out to the Minnesota Golden Gophers on Friday night for winning that one. Jake went 1-4 last week.
1-4. That should have been like a 3-1.
And his one win was on Friday night. So he went 0-4 on Saturday. So his total record right now sits at 16-23. 4-4 on locks, 2-5 on deep shots. Caleb, on the other hand, he goes 2-3.
Brutal beats too.
That lock, the Texas lost. Deep shot hit though. We went 3-4 on deep shots team last week. But Caleb's record now is 19-20, 4-4 on locks, 2-5 on deep shots. Then Dave, the guest picker, with the awesome deep shot on Friday night of Louisville. And but he hit his lock of Georgia Tech. Other than that, though, he struggled. He ended up going 2-3 as well. So the guest pickers are also 19-20, 3-5 on locks, and 3-4 on deep shots. So let's get into it. Week 9 of college football. I will start out with my favorite. I'm going to be going to the ACC. Well, I don't know if a lot of people are paying attention to this game or if you guys even knew this game was going on. But SMU is playing Saturday. Do you guys know who they're playing?
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. They're 3.5-point favorites at Winston-Salem. I said this on the stream last night. I've got a sneaky suspicion about SMU kind of finding their way to the playoff, maybe winning the ACC. Have not lost an ACC game yet. Fun fact, they've never lost a regular season ACC game since they've joined the league the last 2 years. Have not lost one. They're going to Wake Forest. Do you guys know who the quarterback for Wake Forest is?
No.
Bobby Ashford.
That's South Carolina guy.
He was South Carolina. He was
Auburn
before that,
too.
he was at Auburn too. Garbage quarterback. Absolute garbage quarterback. SMU has been playing a lot better. And the only 2 losses are outside of conference, like I mentioned. I just like this spot. They're coming off a win against Clemson. They've got some momentum. I'm going to be going with SMU minus 3.5 at Wake Forest.
Yeah, so I like that one, but I like mine better. We talked about this game earlier. I'm going to go with the Vandy, Missouri game, and I'm going to go with Vanderbilt minus 2.5. I think at the end of the day, I think this Vanderbilt team is just a better squad. Matched them up against the Missouri team who had their hands full last week going to double overtime against Auburn, while Vandy is taking care of business and beating LSU convincingly last week. I trust in Diego Pavia. I trust in this team. I trust in the culture that Vanderbilt's established, and I don't think they should have much of an issue in this one covering 2.5 points.
Caleb, what do you got?
My favorite's going to be my lock. I've been on this trend a little bit this year, and I think I'm above 500, maybe, at least in my mind. I may be creating that fiction upstairs, but,
One game below.
We're going Bama. We're going to get back to even right here. We're going Bama minus 12.5. This is my lock of the week, too, over South Carolina. I think that Bama is 3 touchdowns better than South Carolina as an entire team, if not more. You're talking about the quarterback situation, Ty Simpson versus Lenore Sellers. It's like the tortoise and the hare right now. I mean, no offense to Lenore Sellers, but it just has not been good. Honestly, probably not his fault. South Carolina can't run the ball outside of him, and they also have receivers that are really good on NCAA but terrible on the grass for some reason. Not sure how that works. They haven't figured it out yet, and I think this is like the last gasp for South Carolina. Will Beamer get fired after an embarrassing loss at home? Right? Nobody's talking about Shane Beamer losing his job.
Dude, I asked Jonathan about that last night on the stream, and he said that they might give him one more year. They said, what's his name? Don Shula, the OC? They just hate
Mike
him.
Schuler. They
Shula.
wish Don was there.
Who is Carolina getting better? The guy was a game away from making the playoffs last year. I can get on board with the LSU talks. I can get on board, with the Penn State firing their coach and things like that. Carolina has no business firing Beamer a year after they had one of the best seasons that they've had since Connor
Dude, there are
Shaw.
not many 9-win seasons in Columbia, South Carolina.
No.
Yeah, you're right. And there's talks that he could leave for the Virginia Tech job.
Now that's
think
it. Now
this is
that's
his-
something I can put some stock in because obviously has that Virginia Tech connection. But if you're talking about just Carolina terminating the guy, that's ridiculous in my opinion. They may do it, but I don't know.
I know. I'm with you. All right, Wizzo, give us your favorite and underdog.
Yeah, I'm going to run off Caleb. I have the same one. And the lines actually moved down. I think on the pick'em it was 13.5. It opened, and then it went down to -12. So Alabama -12 for South Carolina. It's also my lock. And I
Double lock
Yeah.
alert.
pulled some
Double
facts
lock
here.
alert.
South Carolina's offense is 115th in scoring offense in the nation out of 136. 115. Yeah, so averaging about 20 points a game. And the SEC opponents they played this year they've averaged around 15 points. So they also have the 74th ranked defense. They can't stop anything. They can't stop a cold. So I think Bama's going to control this thing from start to finish. I think Bama leans on the run. Ty Simpson, obviously, I don't think they're going to have issues there. I think they smother South Carolina, to be honest with you. So I got like Alabama 34, South Carolina 13, tied roll.
I could see it. Why not? Like, what's the reason that we think that Carolina all of a sudden is going to be able to compete with
college
Bama?
football,
Who's, like,
man.
untouchable.
Any
It's
given
just the
Saturday.
stat though that Florida's offense is better than South Carolina's, folks. Did you guys hear that? Look at this guy behind me. This is because of that offense. And somebody wants that line's moved down. What do we do?
Then it is.
Yeah. The fact that it's moved down makes me want to hammer it more, to be honest.
Okay, what's your underdog, Wizzo?
Yeah. So not sure how this is an underdog. I was looking at all the spreads this week on the board. Ole Miss +5 versus Oklahoma. I just don't know how that math added up. Oklahoma already took one to the chin earlier this season against Texas. Yeah, I get the whole Mateer thing, whatever his name is. Mateer was like his thumb or something, but like they got exposed in that game. And now you're facing a pissed off Ole Miss team who's still trying to prove that they just deserve a spot in the dance at the end of this thing. A top 5 offense at that, and they just went toe to toe with Georgia. I'm not losing faith in Ole Miss. I still think they're, I think they went toe to toe with Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
I think
I'm with you.
Oklahoma. I think
I love that
Oklahoma
pick.
hangs in there early. Ole Miss keeps punching me. Rebels +5.
Tomorrow when the pod comes out, listen to what we talk about with Ole Miss. And we literally said exactly what you just said. Ole Miss looked like they were just as good, if not better, than Georgia for a little bit over 3 quarters on the road in Athens. And now they're going to Oklahoma. And we're gonna give them basically a touchdown. It's outrageous. I love that pick.
Like I was about to take them deep shot, like my money line. Like I just don't understand the math in that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. All right, Caleb, what do you got?
We got a duel on our hands. I'm taking Missouri +2.5 against Vandy this week as my underdog. I honestly just think that Vandy hasn't been tested really in the run game department, and that's exactly what Missouri's going to do against them. They're going to try and run the football with Ahmad Hardy and Bo Pribula. And, I mean, go look at the teams at Vandy. Everybody talks about, run defense. Well, look at who the hell they've had to stop this year. A bunch of nobodies in terms of their efficiency in the run game. And also, I just think the bubble's going to burst at some point. I really do. Like, Vandy's a really good team. Are they really the 10th best team in the country? Talent-wise, like, I think Missouri is probably a better team than them. I know they struggled in Auburn on the road, but you try and go and play in Jordan-Hare and see how it goes with your team. Garrison's team and Jake's team both saw it last week. It's not an easy place to play anytime. So in terms of that, factoring into my decision this week, I still think Eli Drinkwitz is a winner. I think that they are going to be more than amped up to go into Vandy, and you can say whatever you want to. Desperation is a strong odor, and both of these teams kind of know if they lose another one, it's kind of like college football playoff is out of the picture. Both of them are still in it, though.
Yeah, I'll just say this about Jordan-Hare. Us dogs, we spotted him 17 on Cam Newton retirement night, and we didn't have no problem.
Spotted them. Yeah, they spotted you an extra timeout, too, pal.
Yeah, whatever. They can have it back. For my underdog, I talked about this game earlier. I'm going to take the UCLA Bruins +25.5 at Indiana. Listen, don't get me mistaken, man. I'm not out here saying that they're going to shock the world and take down the fighting Kirk Cignettis, but this is a team that plays with passion. This is a team that plays with energy right now, and they're a team that plays with confidence as well. 3 straight wins for a team that starts 0-4. I love what they have going there. They're probably the most interesting team in college football right now by a little bit of a margin, and you're giving me 3 touchdowns and a field goal, and an extra point and a half to hang out with. I like it. I like it. Indiana's not really a team that blows people out.
What? Jake, I hear cop cars going by my house right now. They're coming for you to arrest you for PUI, podcasting under the influence. They don't blow people out. They just beat Illinois by 50.
And they beat Michigan State last week by 25. Caleb, remind me, who beat Michigan State just here recently?
I don't know. They were my deep shot. Maybe UCLA.
I think it was the same score. I think UCLA beat them.
Yeah, UCLA beat. Okay, dude, UCLA might just beat them straight up. UCLA beat Michigan State 38-13. Anna beats Michigan State 38-13. This is a good team. This is a team that's playing good ball.
It's like Nettie said it.
25.5 points.
Yeah. They could cover, but that was crazy to say they don't blow people out. They blow people out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, think about this. They beat Michigan State by 25. They beat Oregon by 10. They beat Iowa by 5. They beat Old Dominion by 13. And yes, they blew out the Kennesaw State and Indiana State and Illinois. They did that. But the rest of them, right there. I hope I win this one. And I'm going to take it a step further. Lock it in.
Lock it in. You're locking that one.
Wait,
I'm just going to look at this guy was talking about they could win straight up. I'm really intrigued to see what these money line odds on this team is. It is a fat 1,300.
Could you imagine?
Send your kids to college money right there, man.
Oh, man. Okay. The underdog is going to be my lock of the week as well. I'm going with what Wizo said. I got them at plus 5.5, Ole Miss. Even though it's a weird line, we've talked about it already, I just think even if Ole Miss is going to lose this game, 5.5 seems like a stretch. I don't see that happening at all for all the reasons that we've already talked about. Lock it in. I feel really good about that one this week. My over is going to be, I talked about it earlier. You guys have kind of already made Bama a favor. The over 47.5 in that game. All right. I know it's scary to talk about South Carolina's offense in an over, but I got a feeling about this game. All right. I do. I got a feeling South Carolina's offense is going to look maybe the best it's looked all year. All right. I'm just saying it could happen. And I think Alabama's definitely going to score some points no matter what. So, they could do this by themselves if they really felt like it. So I feel good about that one. I'm going to go over 47.5 on that game.
For my over, I'm going to take the over 55.5 Auburn at Arkansas. A little fun fact for you right here. The 55.5 number, Arkansas has gone over that number in every single game they've played so far this season. I don't have it in front of me what Auburn's is, but when Taylon Green and when this Arkansas bunch get after it, they can play some good offense, but they cannot really play very convincing defense like you saw last week, losing to A&M 45-42, losing to Tennessee 34-31. I mean, we all remember Notre Dame putting up, half 100 on them, the game before that. So I really like this number. I think it's low. I'm 55.5.
Well, I'm going to make an audible. I'm calling Omaha here at the line because that was going to be my over as well this week, but I'm going to switch it up and go with my second pick here. Tennessee's taking on Kentucky this week. That number is 54.5. I think that Kentucky is, dare I say, garbage. Honestly, I think Tennessee's offense is really, really good. And so they'll probably be able to score 35 on their own. I mean, Kentucky has given up at least 30 points to everybody not named Texas and Eastern Michigan this year. So I feel pretty decent about their output on that side. And to be honest with you, Tennessee's problem this year has been on the defensive side of the ball. I would be shocked if Kentucky doesn't score 15 or 20 points in this game. So it's going to be close there. And obviously, if we have a plus game from Tennessee at the quarterback position and out wide and up front compared to what they had last week, I mean, they got their ass whooped last week by the rival. They should be able to play up and have a chip on their shoulder this week. Practice should have been at a different level. I think they'll come out and score a bunch of points. So I got them over 54.5.
Wizzo, you're over and you're under.
Cool. Yeah. Again, I'm back at this Ole Miss versus Oklahoma game. Over 54.5. Oklahoma has one game that's not over 20 points this season. It's against Texas. I don't think Ole Miss's defense can compare with a Texas defense, but it feels like a track meet. Obviously, Ole Miss is going to score. I think it's tempo, chunk plays, shootout, touchdowns, and over smashes, I think.
I love that one. I do like that one a lot. I haven't even looked at that. All right, what's your under?
Yeah, my under. Okay. Yeah, some context on this game. I was looking through the board. This game just sounds so dreadful. Texas versus Mississippi State. You got Arch Manning, you got cowbells. It just sounds like a headache. I think it's going to be an ugly game. Mississippi State's offense has been so inconsistent all year, and obviously Arch Manning, I don't have faith in the kid.
Can you? How can you?
Yeah. So I expect sloppy possessions, missed throws, a lot of punts, maybe Texas 24, Mississippi State 14, but under smashes.
Mississippi
number
State
again?
may win that game.
Yeah, that was about almost my upset.
What was the number again?
45.
So I don't want to break any hearts here, but I have an under pick in a game that Jake picked earlier as well. It's Indiana UCLA under 54.5. And I hope Jake understands that if this game goes under, it's going to be really hard for them to cover, I think. I think it's going to be an extremely difficult task. Where nobody talks about UCLA's defense is the reason why.
Hold on. I think I want it to stay under. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was bad logic. You guys,
Yeah.
you came back with the no blowouts and said it'd be better for. Yeah, no, that was
When I have 25.5 points, I want as little point score in the game as possible.
Okay, well, the reason why I say it's going to go under is because I think UCLA's flame is going to be blown out this week. I think they score at max 10 points, and we know Cignetti likes to embarrass people. And I'm sure this guy's an asshole now, okay? We've seen it on interviews and all over the place. He's probably looking at these guys like the cute interviews. This guy's been they got sunshine on their shoulders over there, carrying them off the field, happy-go-lucky. You guys are 3-4, pal. We're going to make you 3-5. And I think he's going to try and embarrass them. So I think the game goes under 54, but they're going to shut them down on defense.
interesting. Okay. My under this week, I'm going to duel against Jake. I got Auburn, Arkansas, 55.5. Now, you did say a lot of nice things about Arkansas. They scored a lot of points. And I've been one of those believers in them. I've taken a couple Arkansas games, but Auburn's defense has been really good this year, if you ask me. I mean, what they did against Georgia, what they did against Missouri last week, what they did against Texas A&M, they've been a top, 15, 20 defense in the country so far. And I think I think the defense travels in a game that's going to be low scoring, I think. And Arkansas, and on the other hand, Auburn's offense is trash. So they're not going to be able to do much themselves. So I'm going to be going with under 55.5 there as a duel right there. Okay.
This guy Garrison just skips right over me, doesn't let me give my under, and then he goes against my this guy here.
That was crazy. You didn't even stop me.
Once he started going, I was like, man, he's dueling my pick and he's skipping.
Oh man, dude, my bad.
My under this week is Texas A&M at LSU. I think this one's going to stay down. And I do think that TAMU is a good squad, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I do have some concerns about Marcel. I do have concerns about Garrett Nussmeier. I have concerns about LSU's run game as a total, and I think 48.5 points is going to be a little bit too high for this one. So. Yeah. A little fast fact I do want to tell you all this. So going into this, I had the over for Texas A&M LSU, and I had the under for Auburn Arkansas, and I swapped them. I'm trying that strategy.
No, you didn't.
I promise you.
Thanks. We're really not dueling.
I promise you I did. Like I can show you the screenshot. I mean, I did. I got to try something, dude. I've never struggled like I am this year on our picks. I've not even close.
Oh, man. Thanks.
We'll
we
see.
really were on the same wavelengths. That's crazy. Okay. Well, yeah, sorry I went over there, but my under is Auburn, Arkansas, 55.5. My deep shot this week is going to be going to the Sun Belt. I'm trying to go for back-to-back weeks here. I'm going App State plus 425. They're playing Old Dominion. Now, if you don't know, Old Dominion was 4-1. Everything was looking hot for them this season. And then they lost to Marshall a couple weeks ago that Caleb Vega uses his deep shot. And then last week they got smoked by James Madison. So they've just their season's just unraveling. And I think App State, look, you just talk App State, you just think they're probably pretty good. I mean, just from everything you ever known about Appalachian State. I just 425, got to try to stay hot. Send your kids to college. Mountaineers.
My deep
I
shot
got the
will
same
be-
pick, by the way. I just want to go ahead and get that out there before we get anywhere further. That is my deep shot. It's been written down for like 2 days now.
Okay, we
Good
just skipped
job.
Jake twice. Let's go.
Yeah, fuck this Jake guy. God, Wizo, who you got?
I got Syracuse over Georgia Tech.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Hashtag no kings, dog. Hashtag no kings. We're taking down Haynes, dude.
Yeah, they beat them last year. Like I mean, I think it's just one of those games, man. Syracuse always finds a way to win a game like this when they shouldn't.
Dude, that would be a big upset considering Syracuse has been so bad since they beat Clemson because they don't have a quarterback.
Well, yeah, I agree. That's why it's my
Mhm.
deep.
What's the money line you got it at?
I mean, I didn't take it, but I'm not going to take it. I just did. If I really,
Yeah, but what do you see the money line at right now? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Plus 600.
Plus 600. Huh?
Yeah, I knew they were like plus 17.5.
Plus
Okay.
17.5, plus 600 on the money line. My deep shot this week is, God, y'all are gonna say some things about me, but whatever. Ole Miss plus 170. On the road at Oklahoma. Yeah, I love it. I mean, you can say here and you can tell me, hey, Jake, those odds aren't juicy enough. But dude, like we're talking about Ole Miss, and you're giving me 1.7x my money, like by betting on them.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Like what?
I was
Like,
close to doing that, but I didn't think it was juicy enough.
It's not. It's not.
He's
That, it's
chasing. He's
not.
fishing for wins, dude. He's fishing.
I am. I need wins.
It's
Hey,
like
Dude, I'll say this, man. Next season, we cannot be doing this whole counting the deep shots against our overall record because it makes it tough.
Maybe just win
Because
games.
like when we're like, okay, I'm going to take this plus 900, and it's like, oh, that counts as a loss. That's my minus 110 over under. You know,
We
like
should,
it counts the
next year
same.
maybe we should count them. Or maybe we should just be counting them like as 2 wins when it hits. You know,
or do it like this, like count it as units. So like, okay, you bet 1 unit on this game on like the over, and you get one
like
back.
that.
If I put 1 on a plus 900, that hits. That's plus 9.
Yeah. Okay. That
That
could
might-
work.
Get
That might
around
be how it
these
works.
these under plus 200 odds, there, buddy. Like
You
we're
took
going to
one
the-
like 2 weeks ago.
Really? Did I? Well, I'm
So,
saying is,
I don't know. I can't remember anything.
I just think you're going to the fair talking big shit about riding the like the chairs that spin up in the air like 40 feet in the air, and you're riding the teacups when you're doing plus 175.
Man, that's funny. All right. Well, that will wrap up our college football picks. We'll get into our NFL best bets before we sign off here. Okay. For me, Patriots minus 6.5. This team is one of the hottest in the NFL right now, and they're playing the Browns, and the Browns probably feeling a little too good about themselves because they went out and smoked the Dolphins last week. But I just like what the Patriots got going on right now. They are at home. Okay, the Lighthouse is going to be there. That's all I got to say. The Browns suck.
The lighthouse will be there.
Yeah.
So I'm going Patriots minus 6.5. I just think you guys are arguably best team in the AFC.
That people at home, unbelievable. Sometimes you got the yin and the yang, and my NFL fandom is currently the better one.
Name a better
Yeah.
team than the Patriots in the AFC.
They're getting bounced into the divisional. They're getting bounced.
Name a
into
better
divisional.
team.
Give me the Colts, dog. Give me the
Okay.
Colts.
Maybe the Colts. But historically, the Patriots have always owned the Colts. So.
We've seen how that went before. I mean, it's us and the Broncos and the Colts at the top of the entire AFC right now.
I mean,
feels
the
like it's like
Chiefs-
2015.
The Chiefs and Rasheed Rice, one game, have looked like an absolute wagon.
Well, they
we'll-
played the Raiders.
Let's also see that. For my first NFL best bet, I'm going to go with the Titans at the Colts over 47. I think the Colts are going to absolutely demolish this team, and I think they're going to get about all the way here on their own. And I think the Titans should be able to add about probably 13 points on their end. So yeah, at the Colts are an absolute wagon. Indiana Jones looks awesome. Jonathan Taylor looks like one of the best backs in all of the NFL right now. I mean, shout out to every single person who drafted Jonathan Taylor in fantasy. You're probably doing really good right now. I was like, no, I'm bullish on Jonathan Taylor this year. I don't think he's going to be that great, and he has been awesome. So,
Caleb.
I'm rolling with the team that Garrison already gave his flowers to, and it's my own. I'm going to be wearing my own T-shirts and whatnot and jerseys and this and that. Maybe I don't. Never mind. I've got a Super Bowl jacket from like 2016 in the closet. I think I'll probably
fuck you, dude. Like, what's your deal, man?
I was just talking about what I'm going to wear on Sunday when we're playing, dude. I mean, it's just like I feel like I'm in the holiday spirit. It's football season.
Well, I'm just gonna wear an awesome memorabilia I have from the worst day of your life.
Minus 6.5
You really
against
think
the
it's the
Browns.
worst day of your life, Jake?
It's like, if it's not, I mean, it's like top 3. Like, I'll say this: I haven't had any like really bad like deaths in my family. So there's that.
Mhm.
Like, all of the worst day of my life are all like sports related, which is like good.
Good one, pal.
Yeah, but yeah, probably yeah.
Well, like it was only bad for like a little bit. Like it was really. You got to think about how much fun you were having that day.
It was like 6 minutes.
That's fair. That's
Okay.
actually quite fair.
All right, Caleb's taking pictures. Wizo, give us 2 of your NFL best bets.
Yeah. So, guys, NFL script. I'm telling you, this hits. Bills -7. There's no way Josh Allen against the Panthers. There's just no way Josh Allen and his Bills team is going to lose 3 in a row. Not possible. Not happening. That's my lock. That's my lock for NFL. And then also Bengals -6.5 against the Jets. I feel like those are 2 easy picks, frankly, because, one's against the Panthers, the other one's against the Jets. But I think, Joe Flacco's just got this team going now.
How can you not just want to bet on Joe Flacco, and let it ride?
He's elite.
All right.
Trump said it. Trump said it.
Did he? Did he come out on Twitter and endorse Joe Flacco to be a starting quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals for
AI? Or
No, that was that's a real video from before. It was from before 2016, when he hadn't ran yet. But he's like, I actually believe Joe Flacco is a elite quarterback.
I put 2 more units on it.
My second best bet for the NFL is going to be betting against another bad team like Wizo was talking about. I'm going with the Bucks -4.5 against the Aints. Those guys stink. Don't care what happened to the Tampa Bay on the road in Detroit the other night. I mean, honestly, they've won so many heart attacks this year. They were destined to lose a game by more than a possession at some point or another. I think they strongly bounced back. I still believe that they're one of the better teams in the NFL this week, and the Saints are second worst in the league probably. So I'm going to take the Bucks.
All right, Jake.
You took the Bucks, Caleb?
Yes, sir.
That was another one of mine. Bucks -4. Bucks gonna get back on track. Saints stink. Yeah, Bucks -4.
Okay. I got a weird line here. The Texans are 1.5 point favorites against the 49ers.
Ew.
Brock Purdy might not play.
Well, Jones
yeah.
has been playing most of the games, and he just won against the Falcons on Sunday Night Football. Give me the 49ers money line +110. You can take the +1.5, but give me the 49ers +110. And then my last one, the Eagles are -7.5 against the Giants. They just played them 10 days ago, 12 days ago, whatever it is. Bad math. I have a feeling they're going to bounce back strong here. I have a feeling
Crazy scheduling.
I have a feeling that the Vegas is going to try to pull a fast one here. And people are like, the Giants just beat them, blah, blah. Take the point. Nope. Eagles win. Jalen Hurts has another great game, -7.5.
Yeah, that's wild. They're playing.
It really is. Who
Second.
came up with that? Less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks they're going to play for the second time. For my last NFL best bet, I'm going to go with the primetime matchup, the revenge of Aaron Rodgers. I'm taking the Steelers +3 to get it done at home against the Green Bay Packers. I love it. I love it.
All right, so my last best bet for the NFL is going to be an anytime touchdown bet. It's the first time I've done this year, and I'm picking a kind of a off the wall one, but hear me out. Tony Pollard, anytime touchdown for the Tennessee Titans. I know a lot of people don't necessarily think you're going to pick anytime touchdown for Tennessee. Well, they're going to score one. They're going to score 1 or 2. Somebody, I think, just took the over in that game. They talked about, they're going to score 13 points. They may score 7 for the other team by throwing a pick or fumbling it, but they're going to score points. And I don't think Calvin Ridley's going to be playing. The Titans already a shell themselves. They just fired their coach. They got new leadership. I think when you get in those situations as a freshly installed head coach, offensive coordinator, you're going to make the decisions to give people the ball that have done well with the football, and there's nobody better on that team than Tony Pollard. So I think he's anytime touchdown destined. It's +165 this week.
I hope so, Caleb. I have him in fantasy, and it would just be nice. Hey, if he's good for 10 points a game, that's it. If we could just get in the end zone, we could get that to 17 or 18. My fantasy teams have just been so bad lately. I can't win a game. Anyway.
Hold on. With Tony, do y'all know the Tony Pollard video with the grandma sitting in front of the TV?
What?
Can I play it for y'all?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me play it. I love it. So I know that video.
I can't hear it.
All right, whatever. Fuck it. It's just this old woman sitting in front of this TV that was maybe produced in the 1920s, and she's just singing about Tony Pollard. I don't know, Tony Pollard.
Send it. Wizo, what's your last one?
It's really stupid.
Running off yours, Garrison, just because it's strictly fantasy. And I actually have Jake this week in fantasy. Quentin Johnston, he started the year off insanely hot, and I'm taking his over 48 yards receiving yards, strictly just because he's had so many bad games in a row off of fiery start. So I think he's due for one.
I like that. I also just a method that I kind of use sometimes when I'm betting anytime touchdowns is I look who I'm playing against in fantasy, and I'm just like, they're going to score one. They're going to get one. I did that the other night with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Cashed on the first one.
I'm trying my best not to talk about fantasy, folks. I had the worst fantasy week. I don't know if I talked about this on the last pod. I don't think I did. I had the worst fantasy week of my entire life last week for one of my ESPN leagues.
I can't win at all. All my teams have just went down the shitter. And I was so hot to start the year.
I had a full team, and I was projected to score 92 points and win. I scored 36 points.
Oh my.
What's the lineup?
30.
Jordan Love scored me 15. Ashton Genty scored me 3.5. Krosky Merritt 3.5. Nico Collins got knocked out of the game. Rome Odunze stinks 4 points. Dallas Goedert 2.5 points. Alvin Kamara 3.5 points. Chargers defense -5. Will Lutz was my second highest scoring player at 5 points, brother.
Man, that's sad.
I had Jackson Darnold on the bench, by the way.
So I've never had something that low. I think maybe the lowest I've ever had is like 50. You guys remember your lowest ever fantasy score?
I don't know if
You've had some bad ones this year.
Well, so in my fraternity league, my first 3 picks were Jamar, and then I took Malik Neighbors, and then I took Joe Burrow to have the stat. And you talk about brutal. I also had Amari in Hampton in that league. He's on the IR. It's like, it's bad. Like it is bad. So I have had some. I had a good week this week. I'm back in the win column this week.
It's insane in that league. I'm 2-5, and I lead this league in scoring. Like I have the most points in the whole league. I'm 2.
Gotta get a new defensive coordinator.
I know.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's part of it.
That's gotta be the best joke, just the best running.
It is.
Oh, dude, you gotta play defense, man. Your schedule's too rough, dude. You gotta tamp it down on that side of the ball.
Oh man! All right. Well, that was another episode of the Deep Shot Podcast. Shout out to Wizo for joining us. Also goes by Frank, if you didn't know. So, appreciate you coming on. Big weekend coming. Thanks again for watching the live stream last night. Deep Shot Sports Party, November 22nd. For Wizo, Jake, and Caleb. Deep Shot out. We'll see you guys next week.